What's up, wonderful world of YouTube? We're back at it with another random mariachi, golpe, guitar video thing. I don't know, it's just another day. So we just did a podcast this morning. Thanks for everybody for supporting the podcast and listening to us talk and piss and moan about the mariachi life here in Phoenix and in Arizona. And a lot of people find it entertaining, kind of the stuff that we say, and we just talk for about an hour and whatever comes across the bow comes across the bow. But wanted to make this video today about the Guitarra de Golpe. I've been trying to make more golpe videos on the channel. I've had an opportunity to get my friend to lend me his golpe for a while so I can do some recording with it, make some YouTube videos and all kinds of fun stuff. But today I have a very special thing. So I have two Guitarras de Golpe and I have them tuned in two different keys. And so the one you just saw first, this belongs to a good friend of ours. It's a very, very nice, fancy inlaid, very, very, very well put together with the pegs, the clavijas. It's very well put together. Candelas, Guitarra de Golpe. This one we have tuned in D major. So it starts with a D string or D tuning. And this one here that I have it tuned in G. So I just kind of wanted to go over the differences and compare the two, and so let's check them out. So this again is tuned in D major, the golpe, and it's a little bit weird because people will say that you can play it like a vihuela in this tuning. I guess it's the easiest tuning if you don't know theory. So if you don't know how to build chords, or if you don't have a big background in music theory, and all you really are able to do is memorize, the chords themselves, like on a chord chart. I would say that D tuning is probably the best for you because it doesn't require a whole lot of relearning on how chords are going to go. In G, the chords are completely different. In D, you can at least play similar patterns. So you're basically playing a chord on a guitar vihuela. But the chord on this D tuning golpe is a D. So think about it this way, guys. A vihuela is tuned in A. What is the main chord on this? In A, that's an A. In D, that's a D. So you can think about it, if you have some level of theory, you can kind of really quickly transpose and say that, a C is going to be an F. That's an F. An F is going to be a B flat, right? B flat. A B flat is going to be an E flat, right? A G is going to be a C, right? And then a D is going to be a G. And then an E is going to be an A. I don't know what it is. Again, I just had this for today, just so I can make this comparison video. To my friend watching this, if you're watching this video, I'm gonna clean this up for you, nice and good. I got the polish ready to go, and some vintage varnish so you don't mess with the finish. I do know what I'm doing, so we're gonna clean it for you. But the sound, I just really like the sound. It sounds really good. I want one just like this, but green. I want the green. It's pretty straightforward what you get for D tuning on a golpe. This is a very nice high-end golpe. It's very well made. It sounds very bright. And all the golpes that Tomas puts out there and from Candelas guitars, they're all made correctly, right? So there's that. Next one we have up is in G tuning, and this is one you guys have seen on my channel before. And so the tuning on G is completely different. So you have G, which is here, this chord, almost like you're playing a D chord, right? Playing a D chord. In G tuning, right? So this is what I usually prefer. I've played Guitarra de Golpe in G tuning for a long time, and so I just kind of got used to the chords. So anytime there's like a really fancy or jazzy chord that I have to play in G tuning on the Guitarra de Golpe, you know, I kind of just always figure it out. You know, it's not too hard to figure out if you're good with theory. Right? And so it just really is depending on your comfort level, your music theory level. I just wanted to make the comparison between the two sounds. So you can hear a G on a G golpe and a G on a D golpe. Right? An A. This one sounds a lot crisper. This style, this body style, and the kind of, you could say, more of the especial style. A and G tuning. So you can see it's a little bit lower, right? So it feels like it's a tenor instrument. It's an octave higher, but it feels like it's. It sounds a little bit different, right? So there's your A. Now you have a C on G tuning. And then a C, I think this is Re, this is Sol, Re, sheet, what is C? Then you have C in D tuning, which is like playing a G. So, I don't know, for me, the D tuning, it could just be the instrument, but maybe it could be both the tuning and the instrument. This sounds a little bit crisper, a little bit brighter, you know? Versus this one, which is in G tuning. You know, I like both, and I could see getting a golpe that's specific for both. You know, getting a golpe that would be really good for G tuning and have like the silver nylon string here, you know, like the one you find in a classical guitar, instead of the high E, which I had to put back on here, which makes it sound a little closer to a vihuela than it really should sound. But even low tension, this was buzzing. It was starting to feel very hard to play, and you know, that's my rule number one: playability. If you can't play it well, if it's not helping you in your performance, then get it out. Don't push a bad situation just because you want to be cool and play a different low E tuning. If your golpe can handle that and it's made for that and it supports it, then great. It sounded awesome. I liked how it sounded, but it just wasn't playing very well on this golpe. So I think in the future I'd like to get a golpe that plays with that low E, because then it sounds a little bit more. But at the same time, I do like the D tuning. I like the D tuning. I could see using it in either case. You know what I mean? I'd like to have one that's dedicated just for this tuning, and then have one that's dedicated just for the other tuning. It would be pretty cool. And as you guys can kind of tell, and you guys can see, they're really different. And playability is different. If you struggle with music theory and you're not easily adaptable to new chords and new chord structure, the G tuning, if you don't already know it, is going to be a little more challenging, because the chords are just completely different, you know, and you're going to have to learn very quickly how to build chords on the G tuning golpe, because if you don't already know it, or if you don't have a chord chart handy, which I don't have, you're going to have to learn it, and you're going to have to learn how to build chords. If you're playing golpe and you're already playing guitar, or you're already playing vihuela, this tuning and detuning is much easier. All you have to then do is memorize, okay, well, C is now F, G is now C, D is now G, A is now D, E is now A. Now, where does that come from? I'm going to talk real quickly about the circle of fifths, if you guys don't already know that. when you're talking about scales and, right, you're talking about basic scale patterns and progressions, it's the same thing in chords. And when you're transposing keys, right, you have this thing where you have what would be A in A tuning, right, now is D. What is D in relation to A? Well, if you count from A, B, C, D, it's a fourth, right? Now, D in relation to A is always the fifth of D, or the segunda of D, right? And that's what people say, segunda, right? You have primero, which would be the D chord. Segunda would be the A chord, or A7 chord. In music theory, it's really the fifth and the tonic. And I can't stress that enough, that if it's the first time you're hearing that, cool, but if you've studied music theory a little bit, but if you're not as proficient with it, there's tonic, which is your first chord, you could say primero. Your segunda is really your fifth, your dominant. And in this case, when we play mariachi music, it's a dominant 7, because you're playing an A7. When you go down to G, your tercera, it's really your fourth, right? Because you have D. What do you got? D, E, F sharp, G. That's 4, right? What's after G? That's A. Well, that's your fifth, right? I don't know where primero, segunda, tercera come from. It doesn't make sense to me. To me, it kind of feels like people who didn't know theory that are just trying to figure shit out. And that's cool. Classical theory, though, you're going to have your tonic, your dominant, your subdominant. Damn, I really like how this thing sounds. Well, after I get my house this next couple of weeks or next month or so, and play a few more gigs and save up some more money, I might have to buy my own golpe, and I might have to buy 2. I'll buy one for D tuning and one for G tuning. Real quickly, guys, what do you guys think about color? I like the red, but I kind of want a green. I kind of have an idea for a golpe like this with the clavijas. In like this exact thing, but with green to match my bass. And then instead of just having a standard bridge here, maybe do like a 19th century like lute design of the bridge, where it's kind of, it's like swirls and a little more fancy, and sometimes you want to be fancy. What's the big deal? But it would be really cool with the pegs and having like a 19th century look, and then the green, I don't know. I kind of think that would be awesome. And then maybe do the same thing, have like a pair, like a D golpe and a G golpe, and maybe just do one that's green and, I don't know, red, would be the other color, or maybe like a natural. Hey, there you go, a natural color would be really cool. Sounds. So, alright guys, that should probably do it for the random vlog mariachi Guitarra de Golpe comparison video. I just wanted to, take a day with both these instruments, kind of study them a little bit, study the different tuning. And I do play both tunings, and it's just, when you know theory, like everybody else knows theory, it makes things a lot easier for you guys. So, for you Armonia players out there that are, doing guitar, vihuela, guitarrón, golpe, harana, whatever you guys are doing, and if you have your theory down, great. That's more power to you. If not, then you really want to spend time getting familiar with that stuff, because it makes your transposing and it makes your life easier overall. It makes you a little more versatile. And I'm going to go ahead and stop preaching about theory, because everybody knows theory. So I'm just going to shut up about it. And yeah, guys, I hope you guys like the video. I hope you guys like the everything else that I have on my channel. And sorry for the lack of videos. It's been kind of busy. I wanted to put more golpe videos out, and since I had a chance to kind of spend some time with the golpe here, I definitely wanted to make this comparison video. And yeah, these are Candelas Guitarra de Golpes, this one and the other one. They're kind of years apart though. Well, are they? Let's see here. Let's see what people are building. Yeah, they're a few years apart, so pretty good stuff, man. And it's just, you see here, it's the ornate details, a little bit different of a rosette, you know, a little bit different of a bridge. You know, you have the gear tuning, you know, and this isn't mine, this is a friend of mine. You have, you know, another style, a little bit more fancy, as I would call it. This is a little bit more showy. You know, some more purfling and, you know, really cool shit. I really like it a lot. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the podcast and my annoying voice, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Later.